Here's a detailed, narrative-style account of the reaction to Bad Bunny's Super Bowl LX halftime show and how it ignited former U.S. President Donald Trump's fury and divided viewers across the country, based on the latest verified reports. The Super Bowl LX halftime show, one of the most watched live entertainment events on television, became an explosive flashpoint this year after Puerto Rican music superstar Bad Bunny delivered a performance that was as culturally bold as it was polarizing. Headlining the show in Santa Clara, California, Bad Bunny presented a set that leaned heavily into Latin rhythms, reggaeton beat, and Spanish-language lyrics, a choice that made headlines even before the first note was played. This year's choice of artist marked a historic moment. It was reportedly the first Super Bowl halftime show performed almost entirely in Spanish, featuring hits such as "Titi Me Pregunto," and guest appearances from global stars including Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin, with Gaga even giving her song, "Die with a Smile," a salsa twist. Bad Bunny's closing moments included flying flags from across the Americas, and a message displayed behind him that read, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love," underscoring themes of unity and inclusivity. AOL+1. Almost immediately after the performance ended, reactions began pouring in that highlighted just how divisive the show had become. Former President Donald Trump unleashed a torrent of criticism aimed squarely at Bad Bunny's show and, by extension, the NFL's decision to feature him. In a series of posts on his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump dismissed the performance as absolutely terrible and one of the worst ever, asserting that it makes no sense and as an affront to the greatness of America. He railed against the decision to stage a show dominated by Spanish-language lyrics, contending that nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and lambasting the choreography as disgusting, especially for young children, watching both in the United States and around the world. Trump also framed the show as a slap in the face to our country, claiming it failed to represent his vision of American standards for success, creativity, or excellence. Alongside these grievances, he used the opportunity to praise perceived economic achievements and even called on the NFL to revisit its new kickoff rule. https://www.fox19.com+1. Trump's blistering critique did not come in a vacuum. It amplified a broader cultural war that had been simmering since Bad Bunny's selection as halftime headliner was announced last year. Critics aligned with right-wing media and political circles had argued that the choice was inappropriate for America's highest-rated television event, and some even attempted to organize alternatives, such as a competing, all-American halftime show, headlined by Kid Rock and backed by conservative organizations. These groups promoted themes like traditional patriotism, faith, family and freedom, and attempted to position their version of halftime entertainment as more inclusive for an American audience. HollywoodReporter.com+1. Public reaction outside of political elites was similarly fractured. Social media platforms became battlegrounds for competing interpretations of the show. Many viewers celebrated Bad Bunny's performance as a vibrant, joyous celebration of Latin culture and a moment of representation for millions of Spanish speakers in the United States and beyond. Supporters pointed to the show's energy, the colorful set, and the message of unity as evidence that it elevated the Super Bowl stage to reflect a broader, more diverse America. Others, however, echoed some of the criticisms articulated by Trump and conservative commentators, arguing that the predominance of Spanish lyrics alienated viewers who did not understand the language or who felt that the entertainment should have included more English songs to appeal to a wider audience. Some social media discussions framed the performance as exclusionary or a political statement rather than a unifying spectacle. AOL+1. Polling data suggests that this divide was not merely anecdotal. Surveys conducted around the event indicated that opinions were sharply split along political lines, with a significant portion of the public expressing neither strong approval nor disapproval. According to recent figures, satisfaction and dissatisfaction with Bad Bunny's halftime performance were roughly even among viewers, while a sizable group remained ambivalent or indifferent. Democrats and younger audiences tended to view the show more favorably, while Republicans showed stronger levels of disapproval, illustrating how deeply cultural and political identities influenced responses to what would ordinarily be considered a pop culture moment. Statista. Bad Bunny himself appeared to steer clear of overt political posturing during the performance, focusing instead on music and cultural celebration. Nevertheless, his past activism, including speaking out against certain immigration policies and making critical remarks about Trump, had already stirred debate leading up to the Super Bowl. This context further fueled the perception among critics that his appearance was intertwined with political messaging, even if the performance itself was designed to be a unifying celebration of community and heritage. People.com. In the aftermath, while the game itself, featuring the Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots, drew its own attention, the halftime show remains arguably the most talked about aspect of Super Bowl 60. It has sparked discussions not just about entertainment choices and cultural representation, but about what it means for a national event to reflect the diversity of its audience. Whether viewed as a triumph of cultural visibility or a moment of cultural clash, Bad Bunny's halftime show has undeniably become a defining moment in the ongoing conversation about identity, entertainment, and politics in contemporary America. Tribune.com.pk